It's midday right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics. I'm Jeffrey Osun. Let's bring you up to speed with the big happenings in politics and in the polity. Let's get started with the headlines. Federal government to hold tripartite meeting between the Dangote Refinery and the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers over alleged anti-union practices as Petron backs NUPENG strike. Lagos State chapter of the Action Democratic Congress, ADC, accuses police of complicity in stopping their meeting while protecting meeting held by the APC. The police says it's baseless and false. And the FCT resident doctors commence 7-day warning strike over sundry issues including manpower and welfare. Welcome again to the program. Right here, I would like to talk politics, but we kickstart the conversation or the program with what's playing out in the court at the Federal High Court Abuja, which has now adjourned the case involving the Osun State government versus the Central Bank of Nigeria and two others to September the 22nd, 2025 to enable counsels in the matter exchange all court processes. At the mentioning of the matter today, the plaintiff argued that they already filed a motion of discontinuance against the third defendant as the AGF. However, the third respondent says he has not been served, and even without conceding he was served, he also has a right of reply. Counsel for the first and second defendant also draw the attention of the court to motions they have filed and served on the plaintiff, which he is yet to respond to. Against the backdrop, Justin Wade adjourned the matter to September the 22nd to enable counsels in the matter exchange all court processes. Now, just for context, that has to do with the fact that the government is not releasing allocation to the local governments in Osun State because there are two sets of chairmen taking or arguing that they are the authentic chairman of the party of the local government area, one backed by the APC, the other by the People's Democratic Party, which is the ruling party in the state. So they are not getting any federal allocation based, and both of them are laying claim to two appeal court judgment, which gives any side or all sides the rights to, say they are the authentic chairman or otherwise of the local government area. So that's why they took the federal government to court, the Osun State government. But let's talk to you about the National Secretariat of the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, insisting that there is no going back on the industrial action to protest the stance of the management against the stance of the management of Dangote Refinery not to allow drivers of its imported compressed natural gas trucks to join any trade union. In a statement jointly signed by the members or the leadership of that NUPENG, Williams Akboriba and Afolabi, the president and secretary general, they maintain that the petroleum tanker drivers branch of the union will stop the lifting of petroleum products from depots as from September the 8th, which is today. But let's show you that meeting. There's a meeting that's supposed to be held between the federal government, NUPENG, and Dangote Refinery. That meeting is yet to commence as we speak. Because we understand that NUPENG officials are still held up at the Lagos airport on their way to the nation's capital, Abuja, over this issue because they disagree with the position of Dangote Refinery. So the federal government has stepped in. The meeting was meant to be for 3 p.m., but because of the urgency and national importance, it was shifted to 10. But I understand flight issues have delayed members of NUPENG from getting to Abuja. But earlier this morning, we did speak with the Petron president, Mr. Billy Gillis-Harris, over what this is really all about and what the conversation should really be in terms of a way out of this potential quagmire. Take a listen to him.
Let's state that on record that we want Dangote Refinery to be very successful. And we keep repeating that because it's important. We don't want misunderstanding as to whether there is a fight. There's actually no fight. It's insistence on clarifying how things should be. Now it has gone to the point where workers' rights are being infringed, and that's why the bank has gone, giving the warning strike. It is not that they have gone on strike, but they've given a warning that, look, this situation can become very pesky and troublesome for Nigerians. So let us all get it solved. And I think that's the right idea. For petrol, don't forget that the most critical aspect of operation is our retail outlet staff. And the people who are handling this are in the union. So once NUPENG strike takes effect, our stations will effectively be locked out. So we have called the government to intervene, and I believe that that has yielded quite a lot of positive results, because as of yesterday, there's been quite a lot of consultation going on amongst the stakeholders and also the government and also the regulators. So we believe that there will be a solution. And the solution is simple. Everybody should be on the table and let all of us do what we must do cooperatively and ensure that the Nigerians are served much more efficiently. I think that's just the whole story.
Okay, and away from that, the Association of Resident Doctors in the FCT have commenced a 7-day warning strike beginning today, September the 8th. A lot is beginning today, by the way. They will proceed from today till September the 15th. The president of the association, Dr. George Bong, made the announcement in Abuja. He says the decision followed a resolution reached at the end of his emergency general meeting held on Friday, September the 5th. He says the decision is hinged on the attitude of the FCT administration despite rounds of extensive dialogue in addressing persistent and unresolved issues affecting the association. And now to some more politics. The Lagos State governorship candidates in the last election, that's the Labour Party governorship candidate in the last election, Mr. Gbadebo Rose-Vival, is accusing the Nigerian police of bias towards the ruling All Progressives Congress after thugs attacked the venue of his proposed meeting with his supporters. While speaking on our program Politics, or Sunday Politics, Mr. Rose-Vival claims that the police provided protection to the APC during their own rally, which they held in the same location.
We had booked a field. It's called the Lion Field in Alimosho. We had booked it, we had paid for it. We notified the police, because we are not supposed to get permission from police to gather. That's our constitutional right. We notified them and told them that we are going to do something here. And they accepted. We got a verbal confirmation. On Thursday, we got another verbal communication that the CP, Commissioner of Police, said that we cannot have our event there. That same Thursday night, we have videos. Local government chairmen in company of between 60 to 80 armed men went to the field with a Black Maria, several Hilux buses, and occupied that field. I was there on Friday. I spoke with the police, the commander of the police that was there. I looked around, made an assessment of the situation, and I made a video to talk about it. It's on my social media. The commander told me that the CP, this commissioner of police, said I should come and see him immediately. I left directly to GRA. I called the CP, he did not respond. I sent him a text, he did not respond. I waited for 2 hours and I left. In order to avoid any altercation, we then made 4 different plans. A plan for 2 halls, one of which was where we did the affirmation. Channels was there, so I'm sure you can have access to that video as well. And then the other one for my people to gather in a church. Now, bear in mind, that Lion Field that I paid for, the APC did their own program and rally there while they were protected by the police. Right? This is a fact.
Well, the police is reacting to that position. They say, and they have denied the allegations, and they call it unfair and biased, stating that their deployment of personnel was strictly for maintenance of law and order based on a distress call at that location, what the Mr. Gbadebo's rival stated. In a statement by the Deputy Public Relations Officer of the Force, DSP Olusheyi, says Mr. Rhodes' meeting was held without the knowledge of the police, while that of the All Progressive Congress had prior notice for their own gathering over CVR awareness. He reiterated the commitment of the police to maintaining law and order. He even stated that they learned that GRV did not get the permission of the church. Those were their own statements. So it's a back and forth war of words here between the police and Gbadebo's rival. Let's talk politics with a member of the Labour Party, Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Abayome Arabambi, joins us virtually from Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Mr. Arabambi, good to see you, and thank you for coming on the program.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for having me.
So there are layers of issues and spoiled for choice on where to start from. So let me start with the immediate, and that has to do with this announcement by your governorship candidate in the last election in Lagos State, which pulled a huge number in the last election, now deciding to say, okay, it looks like the House is divided in between those who want the coalition and those who just want to stay put with the Labour Party. So he chooses to go with the coalition and decided to join the ADC. What do you make of his decision?
Well, as far as we are concerned, Labour Party, we don't have any issue with anybody who chooses to go and, parade his credentials among those I will call the coalition of scammers in Nigeria. He is entitled to his opinion, but one thing is sacrosanct. It is about the great deception scam, and Nigeria must reject, the failed architect of our ministry, now posing as redeemer under the banner of coalition. Those who have left Labour Party, we expected them to have tendered their letter of resignation so that they will not be making further comments, because you didn't play it in your promo now. There were certain disparaging comments he made about our party, which I think, if you ask me, made the adequate response. But for us, Nigeria, we are blessed with a lot of resources, but we have this blessed, with this blessing of burden of leaders. He chooses to die with them. But we are not surprised, because even he also said something which was not played the other. He has the backing of Mr. Peter Obi to go into that coalition. Yeah, we wish all of them were, but I know we are two parallel lines that can never meet. That is, the ideology of Mr. Peter Obi and the ideology of the founding father, and we old and senior member, of the party. Our ideology are quite on like a parallel line. So that is what I'm going to say, concerning that.
All right, what is the ideology of the founding member, or those of you who are still holding sway as you claim? What exactly? Because we don't believe any of you in political parties in Nigeria as a platform have any form of ideology. That's why you defect at will.
Well, the great Cameroonian philosopher Fabian Ebouassi once said that, in Africa we have leaders who fail and retire. But in Nigeria, we have leaders that have failed and choose to recycle themselves. It is common, very funny, and it's not an ideology that we Labour Party we are going to stand with. That the very architect of our national collapse, now shamelessly present themselves as Messiah, and we are going to have people who say they believe in Labour Party, and they will choose to go and be whining and dining with them. That is the difference of ideology. Some of us are not surprised, that my brother, GRV, could openly admitted to that fact that, they are together as a co-traveler, in the theater of this coalition called ADC. Now, our ideology is that we believe in one Nigeria. They do not believe in one Nigeria. We believe, as far as I'm concerned, that everybody is equal, before the Constitution. They do not believe in it. That is the difference in our ideology, because it played out even during our pre-2022, 2023. You all knew the crisis we have in Labour Party is about Mr. Peter Obi, just wanted to have everything and everything to himself. Now, these are the same people that we campaign against. in 2020-2023. These are the same group of APC who are supposed to be with Bola Ahmed Tinubu to go and suffer for the mess, the scandalous years created by that Buhari administration. But all of them decided to jump ship because now they didn't make them minister or whatever position they are looking at. And Obi we had the order to go and join an article with Obasanjo that sponsored darkness into Nigeria with $16 billion, and nobody questioned them. Those are the people that they are not claiming they are not the Messiah that want to redeem Nigeria, and DRB will come on here to say, oh, even Mr. Peter Bisa, we are so where the ideology? Where the ideology that we are talking about? Labour Party will never be part of such, an ungodly coalition. The people that are supposed to go on.
All right. Yeah, my apologies. When I have you on the show, I like to ask a lot of questions so that you can provide your perspective. Are you not worried? Because let me take it one at a time. Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo was on our sister program, I think, last week, and he said a lot of things about your party. But one thing he said that was central that I can remember is that it's almost like the party is a lost cause because you can't even get your leadership right. So in terms of political party stability, the optics is not good for your party. You are saying you're the national secretary or the publicity secretary of the party. There's Obi Oraifo, there's Tony Ake of the Nena the Usman group. Is there no credence besides all of this, pushback you have, that the Labour Party needs to sit down and put itself in order? What do you make of those kind of statements and allegations?
You see, like I said, Kenneth Okonkwo is actually, an alien concerning, any issue with respect to our party leadership. When he first came to Labour Party, he asked for my position. Let me tell you the genesis of his crisis. And when we removed Aburi via the court, these were the same set of people with Joe Ajero that went to Peter Obi, and they went to court with Alex Jeteme, SCN. They fought us tooth and nail to make sure Apapa did not ascend that throne. Do you know why? It was because of ethnicity. Later, Abure and Peter Obi and Governor Lesotho, they planned that convention. But let me tell you how Abure played them out. The convention produces Ojukwu, a deputy national chairman. Then they asked Abure to resign. So that Ojukwu from Anambra cannot become the national chairman. That was why all of us came together and said, no, it's not going to happen. Because a lot of things that you people doesn't know that is happening in Labour Party. All of them plus Okonkwo, they were all part and parcel, of all these shenanigans. It was when they now Abure to step aside, said, no, I'm not going to step aside. You see now that Obi will come to Nigeria and tell them that, oh, I am from the south.
Are you, Mr. Rabambi, are you alleging that the people you are fighting in the Labour Party, some of who are already leaving, they want to make it a sectional party? Is that what you're saying, in clear terms?
In clear terms, even if Obi has become president of Nigeria, the fact remains that the capital will have been moved to Anambra. The capital of Nigeria will have been moved to Anambra.
That's an exaggeration. So let's get serious.
It is not an exaggeration. It's played out in our party. But look, okay, let me give an analogy.
That's an exaggeration.
Let me give you an analogy. Go and look at the interim government. Look at how many people are from the southeast. If they are doing meeting, go and check how many people are from the southeast. Obi wouldn't have appointed any minister from anywhere other than Anambra and Imo. You wouldn't have done that.
Another thing is my apologies. I'm going to bring, because I know you politicians, you have your way of talking, but we have a constitution. So that's why I said some of the things. Two things you have said is an exaggeration to me. Relocating Nigeria's capital and now appointing minister from every other state. The constitution will not even allow him to do that. So let's stay with some things let's stay with things that we can deal with that are quite concrete and substantial. And that has to do with the position of... Now, the reason I started with that question was to the effect that in the last election, if there was anybody that was close to giving Babajide Sanwo-Olu a run for his money and the APC, was GRV. Jandor, who defected from the APC to the PDP and now has left, scored barely 5%. So his performance could not move the needle by the numbers that we've seen. 6.1 million votes for Peter Obi. Without a structure, all of you work together to make that happen.
For Labour Party.
Yes.
For Labour Party, not Peter Obi. Yeah.
He was a candidate. You cannot deny his influence. So calm down, Mr. Arawambe. So let me make my point, okay? Please. So what I'm saying here is that what is the plan of the Labour Party in the 2027 presidential election, where it looks like the people that have the numbers are leaving your party? Is that something you're thinking about?
They came ab initio to hijack the party. And if you look at their trajectory, they did it in Abga, where you have their national chairman then is square up with Mr. Peter Obi. That is Ume, who today is part of the co-traveler asking Abure to resign. All of you knew when Obi asked him to do so, he rejected that idea and rather asked Obi to leave, and Obi went to PDP, from where he came to Labour Party. Our ideology, our plan now is to get rid of most of these irredentist elements, people that are just, an epitome of a political extremism in them. We don't want them in Labour Party. Now that they said they are going to ADC, we wish them well in ADC. But you see, Obi up to today, we leg in Labour Party. He will have one leg in PDP and he have one leg in ADC. Now, if he believes he has that proficiency, on his own to have 7 million votes in 2017 election, we advised him he should pronounce his departure from Labour Party. We have done election in Ondo. Obi campaigned over 5 times. We did the election in Edo State. We scored what percentage? It is the party. You see, the momentum in 2023 was not because of Peter Obi, but because of the NSAS. Obi was not even before the coalition of Okuniyi and Professor, this other professor that came together that time, into us. He was just a man that came to reap as a result of Nigerian tiredness of the scandalous administration of Buhari during the NSAS. And they only found Labour Party as that vehicle that can provide that change, and it was just opportune, to be the head. Not that without Peter Obi, Labour Party cannot exist. We have had governor in this state, in Nigeria before. We have had senator. We have House of Rep. And I've been telling Nigerians, Obi Omagege won election in Delta State under Labour Party. Obi then was nowhere to be found in Labour Party. We have Mimiko, we have senator that's contested. So the question now is that we are going to do our 2027 without Peter Obi. He will not have our ticket. So whatever he like, let him be promoting the Nedius man. They will not have that party for themselves because we knew their agenda. Their agenda is to make sure Nigeria, turn to Southeast, and that is not going to be acceptable. Now, let me tell you, look at a lot of Southeast in the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have a lot of Southeast in the administration of Buhari and even Jonathan. Have you ever seen any one of them, moving in this way, comporting themselves as an agent of destruction? No, we have them a lot in other
before I let you go.
It's only the obedient member of Peter Obi that are giving Nigeria end of a problem, and we wish them well in their coalition.
But I'm sure you will need I don't think there's any party right now that wouldn't want to have any form of numbers in their side. The president has said his arms are open. That's why I'm asking that even the president who is incumbent and has the, how the power of incumbency works. It's even welcoming people. You guys are chasing people out, or you're saying they should go, or they are going, whatever we want to do. But can you give me like 3 names of possible candidates that you think the Labour Party can produce within the confines of the Labour Party now that can stand someone like Bola Tinubu in 2027?
You see, we want to, like I said, if we begin to mention names, but I know we have one from the Southwest, one from the South-South, and one from the Southeast. Our likely candidate is the Southwest. Is a woman of international reputation, but I'm not going to mention her name. We're in a discussion, right now with them to know the direction that we are going, but not like most of these political extremists like Peter Obi that we are going to fly. If we mention their name, I can assure you they will go and kidnap them because some people are just determined to make sure they kill Labour Party because we did not allow them to hijack Labour Party for political insurrection. I know they will go and kidnap them and will not have a candidate. That's why we have to keep it under the wrap. They will go and kidnap them.
Mr. Arambi, maybe I'll send you an SMS for you to tell me the names in private, and you can trust me, I will not reveal it. That's on the lighter side.
If you not reveal it, I will tell you, I will send it to you, but don't reveal it, no, they will be kidnapped.
Okay, but there is also the part that the other part of the Labour Party is accusing yourself, Julius Abure and the rest of them of being sold out, that you're actually working with Bola Tinubu, the president, or the APC, such that we may see a situation in 2027 that whatever you are doing in terms of candidacy or whatever is just for formality, but your heart and soul is to make sure the president is re-elected. If you can answer that in 2 minutes.
Well, thank you very much. I had wanted not to, reveal this to the Nigerian public, but since they have put up that their outlandish allegation, I think I'm going to reel it out. You see, the problem we have with Mr. Peter Obi, the comrade Elijah, Aisha Yusufu, Oseloka, and Pastor Itwai Godalo is about this account I'm going to mention now. The account are Obi Baba Dati Ahmed campaign account with Zenith Bank 1241 950451, Standing Bank 0091 657 896, Heritage Bank 1400 23 34, 4900, then Global Bank 1000 12 81 94. You see, these are the accounts that is causing problem. I challenge Mr. Peter Obi that this account were open without the knowledge of the party. Aisha Yusufu and Nito Agwadalo, that the comrade Elijah, who continue to present herself as a messiah to Nigeria, were the signatory. They don't receive text message on any transaction. Obi received text message via his telephone, and Ness International received email. That is in a party campaign account. You want us to not be parading ourselves with this kind of character, and they are saying we are selling ourselves. Is it Bola Ahmed Tinubu that said they should corner all the party fund and be buying themselves vehicle and be buying themselves housing?
We're totally out of time. We're going to have you definitely, but you didn't answer my question. You deflected.
No, that's the question.
I'm just asking, are you working for Bola Tinubu? Straight question. Are you working for Bola Tinubu or not? No. It's a straight question. Mr. Arambi.
We are not working for President Bola Tinubu. We are working to provide an alternative, and we believe we will find out with President Bola Tinubu in 2027, which most likely that woman president candidate from the Southeast.
No problem. Yes.
If we win, fine.
Okay, no problem, Mr. Arambi. One of the work we're going to do towards 2027, to all of you politicians, we'll ask you direct questions to get direct answers, not all these ones, so that we can hold you accountable for whatever you say, because that's the only thing we can hold you for. But we must thank you for coming, Mr. Arambi, and wish the Labour Party the very best. We are praying for the success of all opposition parties. That is how democracy will thrive. So we want the Labour Party to succeed. We want ADC to succeed. We want PDP to succeed. The more, the merrier. And we want the APC to succeed. Thank you for coming on the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and company. And Jeffrey, you've been served on Lunchtime Politics. Bye-bye.